Have you ever walked away from a conversation and felt smaller? Not because the other person belittled you, but because somehow sharing too much made you feel weaker. You opened up. You explained, you vented, but afterward, instead of feeling lighter, you felt exposed. As if your power had been leaked out, one word at a time. That's not just a feeling, that's real psychology. The brain doesn't know the difference between storytelling and reality. When you speak constantly about your pain, your failures, or your frustration, you're not just processing, you're programming. Every time you repeat a story of defeat, your mind takes notes. This is who I am. And that's dangerous, because what you say becomes how you see yourself, and how you see yourself becomes the limit of your growth. Now let me be clear. This isn't about suppressing your truth or bottling up your emotions. This is about understanding the cost of constant exposure. There's a difference between vulnerability and overdisclosure. One connects, the other slowly strips away your sense of power until you're performing your own helplessness for others to witness. Here's the hard truth no one tells you. Not every pain needs an audience. Not every change needs an announcement. Not every step needs to be narrated. There's a rare strength that comes from silence. From doing the work behind closed doors. From healing without applause. From becoming without permission. In this video, we're going to explore 13 powerful lessons that will reshape how you approach your words, your presence, and your identity. Not with empty cliches or fake positivity, but with ancient wisdom sharpened from modern chaos. If you've ever felt like you're giving too much of yourself away, if you're tired of talking and ready to take back control, then stay with me. It's time to master your voice by first mastering your silence. And if that sounds familiar, if you've ever felt like your words are draining your strength instead of restoring it, then let me tell you a story. Mike was the kind of guy who believed that talking fixed everything. Got ghosted? Post a quote on Instagram. Bad meeting with the boss? Drop a 3-minute voice message in the iMessage group chat titled Survivors of Corporate Life. Feeling lost about life? Rant in a long Facebook status that starts with, "I don't usually post things like this," but he wasn't trying to get attention, at least not consciously. In Mike's mind, sharing was healing, and the more he shared, the more he believed he was processing things. He even posted weekly reflections on Reddit, mostly on r/self-improvement and r/relationships, looking for advice, or more accurately, for validation disguised as wisdom. And for a while, it worked. People replied. They sent him heart emojis. Some said, "Thanks for being real." Others dropped motivational quotes in the comments like, "You got this, King." But slowly, things started to shift. His closest friends stopped replying. His Instagram stories would get views, but fewer DMs. And worst of all, he began to feel like a side character in his own life story, just narrating pain instead of changing it. Every time he told the story of how burned out he felt, he got more tired. Every time he posted about starting over, he stayed exactly where he was. And deep down, a thought started to form. Maybe I'm not sharing to move forward. Maybe I'm sharing to avoid moving at all. He brushed it off, until one afternoon changed everything. Mike was at the gym, barely sweating, spending more time talking than lifting. He found himself complaining, again, this time about his boss. A stranger nearby was adjusting his earbuds, clearly listening but saying nothing. Mike finished his story with, "I swear, I'm just one step away from quitting." Then casually, the stranger looked up and said, "You talk a lot for someone who hasn't changed a thing in 6 months." No anger, no insult, just brutal, clean truth. Mike froze, not because he was offended, but because that one line revealed what no amount of Reddit advice or group chat replies ever had. He had turned his voice into a crutch. And the worst part? He wasn't even saying anything new anymore. That night, Mike went home, deleted Instagram and Facebook from his phone, muted his group chats on iMessage, and wrote 3 words on a post-it stuck to his bathroom mirror. "Shut up, focus." He called it his internal renovation. No announcements. No, "I'm taking a break" post. Just silence. For the next 30 days, Mike stopped explaining himself, stopped narrating his struggles to the world, stopped seeking permission to feel what he was feeling. He still felt things, deeply. He still had questions, plenty. But this time, he turned inward instead of outward. He replaced long rants with journaling. Instead of asking friends what they do, he asked himself, "What's one thing I can do today that doesn't require anyone else to clap for it?" He still went to the gym, but he actually worked out. He read a book, without highlighting quotes, just to post on stories. He started sleeping better. His mind got quieter. His actions got sharper. And something strange happened. People began reaching out to him, not to fix him, but because they noticed something had changed. He was more present, more focused, less reactive. But he didn't explain it, didn't recap the transformation, didn't post a before and after on social. He just kept living. At the end of those 30 days, Mike looked in the mirror and whispered to himself, "Maybe silence isn't empty. Maybe it's full of the answers I couldn't hear before." And that was the moment he stopped trying to be understood and started understanding himself. So if you're like Mike, stuck in a loop of sharing your story over and over, hoping someone says the magic thing that fixes it all, try this. Don't post it. Don't explain it. Just live it. Because once you stop narrating your healing, you finally create space for it to begin. You've heard the story. You've felt the shift. Now it's your turn to act. Let's dive into the 12 truths that will sharpen your mind and silence your doubts. Number 1. Your change doesn't need an audience. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to announce your next big move and how hard it is to follow through? There's this strange moment right after we tell people what we plan to do. We get nods, applause, that spark of encouragement, and it feels good, almost like we've already accomplished something. But here's the truth. When you talk about change too early, your brain thinks you've already done the work. You get the dopamine rush before you take the first step. Let me show you what I mean with 2 stories, 2 people, 2 different paths. Derek, a coworker of mine, had a vision. He was going to quit his job, start a coffee truck business, and live life on his own terms. He told everyone, on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. He even posted a countdown timer in his stories, 30 days until freedom. Coworkers started asking him what kind of beans he'd use. Friends offered logo ideas. He got so much attention that he started to feel like a business owner already. But something shifted. The pressure to be ready made him anxious. Every suggestion felt like a demand. And slowly he started pulling back, first delaying the date, then quietly deleting the countdown post. By day 45, Derek was still at the same desk job, still complaining about the same manager. The only thing that changed was people stopped asking. Then there's Alex. Same job, similar frustration. But instead of announcing his escape plan, he kept it to himself. He stopped going out for happy hour, started waking up early, reading business books, saving aggressively, testing recipes in his tiny kitchen. No posts, no countdown, just quiet work. 8 months later, Alex showed up at the office with donuts for his last day. He had just signed a contract with a local park to run his mobile coffee truck, fully funded and ready to roll. People were shocked, not because he succeeded, but because he did it without broadcasting every step. So what's the lesson here? Change doesn't need an audience. It needs consistency. It needs silence. And it needs you to stop performing your progress for applause. When you share your plans too early, you give people power they don't deserve. Some will cheer, some will question, and both responses will mess with your focus. Because now, you're not just trying to grow, you're trying to prove you're growing. And that's a trap. The loudest people in the room often aren't the ones doing the work. They're the ones explaining why they haven't started yet. Now let's zoom in deeper. Why is this so common? Because we live in a world that treats personal growth like content. Post your morning routine, show off your vision board, announce your therapy journey. And while there's nothing wrong with sharing, doing it for validation is a subtle form of self-betrayal. You're outsourcing your sense of progress to strangers. You're letting likes and comments dictate your momentum. But real change? It's boring. It's quiet. And it happens in moments no one claps for. The 5:30 a.m. alarm that no one sees. The night you skip Netflix and finish that online course. The uncomfortable conversation you have with yourself in the mirror. These are the building blocks of transformation, and none of them need to be live-streamed. So how do you break the cycle? Start small. Pick one thing you want to change. Don't tell anyone. Just begin. Instead of posting it, journal it. Instead of asking for advice, take action. Set a 30-day silence rule for your goals. No updates, no polls, no external permission. Let your results introduce you. Let your habits speak for you. Let your discipline be your identity, not your declarations. Because here's the truth. The people who grow the most are the ones you don't hear from until the work is done. And when you're tempted to post your plan, ask yourself, am I sharing because I'm proud or because I need permission to begin? That one question could save you months of fake starts and emotional burnout. Number 2, watch your words. They shape your identity. Have you ever noticed how casually we label ourselves? I'm always late. I suck at relationships. I can't handle stress. We say it like it's nothing, just passing comments, little throwaway jokes. But those words, they don't just describe you, they build you. The truth is, your brain doesn't understand sarcasm. It doesn't separate self-deprecating humor from hard truth. When you speak something often enough, even in jest, your mind starts wiring your behavior to match those statements. You start becoming the character you keep talking about. This is more than just positive thinking. This is identity construction in real time. Every time you say, I'm not good enough, your subconscious listens. It begins looking for evidence to support that belief. It filters out your progress and magnifies your mistakes. And then, just like that, you're stuck in a loop, repeating the same narrative, living out the same patterns, reinforcing the same self-image. What we say about ourselves, out loud or silently, becomes the blueprint for our decisions. You tell yourself you're a victim, you'll act like one. You tell yourself you're broken, you'll shrink from opportunity. You tell yourself life is unfair, and suddenly every interaction feels like proof. Your words shape your lens, and that lens becomes your world. Now here's the catch. Most people don't realize they're doing it. They think they're venting. They think they're being real. But they're actually training themselves to stay small by wrapping their wounds in language and calling it personality. You don't need to lie to yourself. You don't need to chant empty affirmations in the mirror, but you do need to stop feeding the version of you that you're trying to outgrow. You say, I'm just not a disciplined person. Well, say that long enough, and guess what? You'll never even try to be. You say, I always mess things up. Eventually, you'll stop showing up altogether, because what's the point? This isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about refusing to keep labeling yourself with every flaw, every setback, every temporary emotion. Because the more you repeat it, the more permanent it becomes. Here's the powerful truth most people miss. You don't need to broadcast your struggles to understand them. You don't need to speak every insecurity out loud to be authentic. You don't have to tell the world what you're battling just to feel like you matter. Sometimes the most powerful shift starts with one simple decision: to speak less of your pain and more of your potential. Let silence be the space where you rebuild. Let action do the talking. Let the world meet your progress, not your explanation. Because what you whisper to yourself today becomes the life you live tomorrow. Choose carefully. Number 3. Shut your mouth and let your actions speak. Let's be honest. Talk is easy. You can talk about your goals. You can talk about healing. You can talk about how this time is different. But none of that means a damn thing if your actions don't back it up. We live in a time where speaking about your plans has become a performance. You post your progress, you share your intentions, you explain your next big move before it's even begun. And while it might feel like you're doing something, you're not. You're just outsourcing your confidence to an audience. When you talk too much about what you're going to do, you trick your brain into thinking you've already done it. You cash in the reward before you've earned it. And once the applause comes, whether it's a few likes, a head nod, or some shallow support, you lose the hunger that real change demands. There's a subtle danger in needing people to know what you're working on. Because now you're not just working for growth, you're performing for approval. You're adjusting your pace, your priorities, your energy to match what looks good from the outside. And here's the problem. Growth that depends on validation is fragile. It crumbles the moment no one's watching. But growth that happens in silence, that's a different beast. It builds resilience. It becomes part of who you are, not just how you appear. There's strength in silence, not because silence is special, but because it strips away the performance. It leaves you alone with the work. No commentary, no shortcuts, no applause, just you and your commitment. If your habits don't line up with your words, stop talking. If you need to announce every breakthrough, ask yourself, is this about becoming better or about being seen as someone who's becoming better? One creates momentum, the other creates noise. And here's something that most people won't tell you. The most powerful transformations happen in the shadows. They don't need a stage. They don't need an audience. They need discipline. They need repetition. They need your full presence, not a curated version of it for others to watch. When you shut your mouth and let your actions speak, two things happen. You protect your energy from unnecessary opinions, and you train your identity through behavior, not declarations. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your growth, but pride doesn't have to be public. In fact, the more sacred your process feels to you, the less you'll want to expose it. So don't just make a habit of action. Make a habit of silence. A quiet rhythm that says, I'm not here to convince you, I'm here to become. Because eventually, your life will speak for itself. And when it does, no words will be needed. Now, if your words have been shaping your image, and your silence is building your strength, what happens when you rewrite the story you've been telling yourself all along? Number 4, change the story you tell yourself. What if the biggest enemy you've ever faced was the story you've been telling yourself? We all have one. That quiet voice running in the background, and it's not shouting, it whispers. I always mess things up. No one ever supports me. I'm not the kind of person who can pull that off. And because it sounds familiar, we believe it's truth. But here's the hard truth. That story, it's not truth. It's repetition. And repetition creates identity. Every time you think or say something about yourself, you're laying bricks, brick by brick, building a version of you that either limits you or liberates you. And most people, they're unknowingly trapped in a story they didn't even choose. Maybe it came from a parent who always criticized, maybe it came from failure that bruised your ego, or maybe it came from a moment where you felt invisible and decided, that's just who I am. But here's the thing. Stories aren't facts. They're choices. And choices can change. Let me make this simple. If the voice in your head is always telling you you're broken, then you'll approach every challenge like someone who can't handle pressure. If the story is that no one cares about your work, you'll unconsciously sabotage your opportunities. If the narrative is, I'll never change, then even when change is happening, you'll reject it because it doesn't fit the script. Now imagine flipping that script. Not with fake affirmations or corny mantras, but with real, grounded, believable reframing. Instead of I suck at relationships, say, I'm learning how to show up better. Instead of I'm always the weak one, say I'm discovering what strength looks like for me. This isn't lying to yourself. This is choosing to define yourself by growth, not by trauma. Here's a quick real-world example. There's a guy I know named Chris. Every time something didn't go his way, his go-to line was, figures, nothing ever works out for me. It became a punchline, a defense mechanism. But over time, that line wasn't a joke anymore. It became his identity. One day, someone called him out and said, you know, things could work out for you if you stopped being the guy who expects them not to. That one sentence hit him hard. He stopped using the old line. He didn't suddenly become optimistic, but he started saying, let's see what happens if I keep going. That small shift in story changed how he showed up, and the results started to follow. That's the power of rewriting your internal script. And no, you don't have to tell anyone you're doing it. This process doesn't need applause. You're not rewriting your story to impress strangers. You're doing it to take your power back from the version of you that stopped growing years ago. Because the world will treat you the way you treat yourself. And it starts with what you whisper in your own mind. So the next time your head feeds you a recycled story of shame, failure, or self-doubt, interrupt it, question it, and write a better one. You're not broken. You're becoming. Now that your story's changing, you don't need to convince anyone else. Let's talk about the strength of staying quiet even when people try to pull you into chaos. Let's move to number 5. Number 5. Understand the power of every word. What if I told you that every single word you speak is like letting go of a feather in the wind? Let me explain. There's an old parable about a man who spread a lie about his neighbor. Later, feeling guilty, he went to a wise teacher and asked how to make things right. The teacher told him to cut open a feather pillow and scatter the feathers in the wind. The man did as he was told. Then the teacher said, "Now, go pick up every single feather." The man looked confused. "That's impossible," he said. "They've blown away. I'll never find them all." Exactly. That's what your words are like. Once they leave your mouth, you lose control over where they land. You can't pull them back. You can't control how they're received. And worst of all, you can't stop how they echo, sometimes for years. Words are not just sounds. They are seeds. They plant themselves in your mind and in the minds of everyone around you. Every time you complain, gossip, overshare, or vent without purpose, you're throwing feathers into the wind, hoping the breeze doesn't carry them too far. But it always does. You may think you're just being honest or keeping it real, but the truth is, you're leaking power. You're inviting interpretation, judgment, and misrepresentation. You're giving people tools to define you, tools you should never hand out so casually. Let's take a step deeper. Science backs this up. Studies in neuroscience show that negative words trigger a stress response in the brain, even when we're just hearing them from someone else. And when we speak them ourselves, the effect is even more direct. Our mindset shifts, our posture changes, our expectations drop. And over time, your language becomes your lens. You stop describing the world and start creating it. If every day you say, "I'm exhausted, I can't deal with this," or "Life's a mess right now," your brain starts looking for evidence to support that narrative. You become the very thing you keep speaking into existence. Now let's connect this to our bigger theme. The reason you shouldn't tell everyone what's happening in your life isn't just because they don't care or might use it against you. It's because every time you speak your struggle too soon, too often, or to the wrong person, you weaken your relationship with it. You turn a private process of growth into public entertainment. You allow opinions to shape your identity, and you scatter feathers you'll never get back. So here's a better way. Before you speak, ask yourself, does this word build me or break me? Am I sharing for strength or for sympathy? Am I planting seeds that grow or feathers that fly? Speak with intention. Speak with awareness. And sometimes don't speak at all. Let your words be like bricks, stacked with care, not feathers, tossed without thought. Because in a world that speaks endlessly, power belongs to the one who speaks wisely. Now that you've learned the value of every word, let's talk about something just as important: when to say nothing at all. Let's move to number 6. Number 6, not everyone understands what you carry inside. There's a hard truth most people don't like to admit. The weight you carry in your chest is invisible to the world, and most people aren't equipped to see it, let alone understand it. We live in an age of oversharing. Everyone's rushing to tell their story, to explain their struggle, to be seen. But here's the catch: not every listener is a safe place to land. Some people listen to respond, others listen to judge, and a large majority, they're not listening at all. They're just waiting for their turn to speak. The need to be understood is deeply human, but trying to force that understanding from people who haven't walked a mile in your shoes is like handing someone a novel in a language they've never learned and expecting them to cry at the ending. It's frustrating, it's disheartening, and in the end, it leaves you more isolated than before. When you share your pain with the wrong audience, you don't find relief. You invite misunderstanding. That misunderstanding can morph into judgment, gossip, or worse, silence. And silence, when you've laid your soul bare, cuts deeper than a blade. Not because others are cruel, but because you assumed they were capable of seeing the storm inside you. Most can't. That doesn't make them bad people, it just makes them unqualified to carry your truth. There's power in knowing this. Power in recognizing that your inner battles don't need to be broadcast to be valid. That your healing doesn't need to be understood to be real. That you don't need applause or sympathy to grow. Some transformations are sacred. Some griefs are too intimate for casual conversation. And some journeys are meant to be walked in silence, with your head high and your spirit intact. The The more you talk about your struggles to people who don't understand, the more you drain yourself. You start to explain, then over-explain. You second-guess yourself. You wonder if maybe you are too much, too sensitive, too broken. But you're not. You're just expecting depth from shallow waters. So what's the solution? Discretion, discernment. Protect your story like it's sacred, because it is. Speak only when the space feels safe, when the person in front of you has earned the right to hear your truth. And even then, share with intention, not desperation. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your evolution. Not everyone needs to know what you're healing from, what you're building toward, or what you're carrying on your back. Let your presence speak. Let your peace be the proof. Let your actions build the life you don't have to explain. Because when you stop telling everyone what happens in your life, you stop giving the world control over how your story is interpreted. You reclaim your narrative. You move in silence and let the results do the talking, and that is a power very few ever master. Number 7, saying it might calm you, but doing it transforms you. There's a strange comfort in telling people what we're about to do. You sit across from a friend, sip your coffee and say, "I'm finally going to start that business." Or maybe you post on social media, "This is the year I get in shape." And for a brief moment, just seconds after saying it, you feel lighter, braver, almost like you've already done something powerful. But here's the truth, you haven't done anything yet. This illusion of progress is one of the most dangerous traps in personal growth. And it's invisible, seductive, and praised. Why? Because the brain rewards your announcement, literally. When you tell others about your intentions, your brain releases dopamine, a chemical associated with pleasure and achievement. It makes you feel as if you've taken a step forward. But the real problem? That dopamine hit can replace the real reward that comes from actually doing the work. You feel satisfied, not because you've become better, but because you've been recognized. You didn't earn anything yet, but you've already cashed in the emotional check. And worse, the more you talk, the less likely you are to act. Because now, instead of chasing results, you're chasing more approval. This is how people fall into the cycle of planning and announcing, over and over, but never finishing. They become addicted to the applause before the performance even starts. Every status update, every "watch me do this," gives them just enough fuel to stay in place. It's not real momentum. It's vapor. And it disappears the moment the praise ends. But transformation? Real transformation doesn't care about your declarations. It doesn't need a crowd, a caption, or a calendar. It's forged in action, in quiet mornings, in invisible effort, in choosing discipline over disclosure. Growth doesn't happen in your mouth. It happens in your behavior. This is why some of the most powerful people you'll ever meet are the quiet ones. The ones who don't say much. The ones you underestimate until they show you the results of 1,000 silent reps, of choices made in private, of goals they never posted about. They don't need to tell you what they're doing. You'll feel it in their presence. You'll see it in how they carry themselves, because they've let actions sculpt them. Saying something might soothe your nerves, but only doing something will change your life. So here's the challenge. Say less, do more. Let your words sit in silence while your actions speak volumes. Let others guess what you're working on, because when the results show up, they won't need an explanation. They'll understand. Your path doesn't need a narrator. It needs a walker. Your goals don't need applause. They need execution. And your life, it doesn't need another promise. It needs proof. Stop telling everyone what happens in your life. Start showing them what silence can build. Number 8. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Have you ever left a conversation feeling like no one really heard you? Like your words just floated into the void while the other person was already preparing their next sentence? That frustration of speaking without being seen is exactly what many of us unconsciously inflict on others every single day. We listen to respond, not to understand. We speak to impress, not to connect. And we wonder why the world feels so loud but so empty. There's an old saying, you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, use them in that ratio. It's not just a cute proverb, it's a survival strategy, a leadership principle, a guide to power in a world obsessed with noise. Listening isn't passive, it's one of the most active disciplines you can cultivate. When you're listening, truly listening, You're gathering data others are too impatient to notice. You're picking up tone, emotion, patterns, and most importantly, you're building trust. People trust those who listen, not those who talk over them. Take Jeff, for example. He's a marketing guy in Chicago. For 6 years, he thought success came from speaking first, dominating conversations, showing off his ideas in every meeting. Loud meant smart, assertive meant leadership. So when a managerial role opened up, Jeff assumed it was his, but it wasn't. The promotion went to Maya, the quiet one. The woman who sat at the end of the table rarely spoke, but when she did, every word mattered. Jeff asked his boss why he was overlooked. The answer was simple. You always talk, Jeff. But Maya always listens. She sees people, she pays attention, and when she speaks, the whole room listens, because we know she's saying something that matters. That's the power of restraint, the wisdom of quiet, the discipline of choosing when to speak and when to hold space for others. It's not that Maya had less to say, it's that she gave her words weight by using them sparingly. Listening gives you leverage. It allows you to understand your environment before you make a move. It helps you identify who's being honest, who's bluffing, who's hurting. When you're not rushing to fill silence, you can study it. And in that stillness, you become dangerous in the best possible way. Here's the real issue. Many of us overshare because we confuse connection with disclosure. We think the more we reveal, the more we'll be liked. But too much talking dilutes your message, your presence, and your strength. In contrast, silence draws curiosity. Listening builds intimacy, and saying less often leaves more impact. So how do you practice this? Try this simple shift. In your next conversation, instead of jumping in with your story, ask a deeper question. Instead of preparing your reply while they're talking, wait until they're done, and then pause. That moment of silence, it shows you're actually processing what they said, and people feel that. In the end, what you don't say often defines you more than what you do. Because silence, when intentional, is not absence, it's presence. So the next time you're tempted to speak just to fill space, remember, true power doesn't shout, it listens. And that quiet awareness, that's where your strength grows. Number 9. If you depend on applause, you won't get far. Here's a harsh truth no one wants to admit. The more you crave applause, the less you control your own life. Every time you alter your path to chase validation, you give away a piece of yourself. You start dancing for the crowd instead of walking your own road. And the scariest part? You probably don't even realize you're doing it. Let's start with a timeless story that's been told in various cultures, but always lands the same lesson. A father and his young son set out on a journey with their donkey. At first, both of them walked beside the animal. When villagers mocked them for not using the donkey, the boy climbed on. In the next village, people criticized the son for letting his father walk, so they switched. But then another crowd accused the father of cruelty, so they both rode together, only to be scolded by the next town for overburdening the poor donkey. In the end, trying to please everyone, they hoisted the donkey onto their shoulders. The animal panicked, fell into the river, and drowned. Moral, in trying to satisfy everyone, they lost what mattered most. That's exactly what happens when you live for approval. When every move is designed to earn likes, compliments, or praise, you become a puppet on the strings of other people's opinions. Now let's get real. Think about how we post on social media, not to document life, but to be seen. You hit the gym and post a selfie, you read 2 pages of a book and share it. You announce every plan before it's even begun. But what happens when the likes don't come? Or worse, when someone criticizes what you shared? Suddenly, your entire motivation crumbles, because it was never rooted in you. It was rooted in them. Here's the hard pill. If your growth depends on claps, it's not real growth. Because the moment the applause stops, so do you. And people who stop when they're not noticed, they're not builders, they're performers. Don't get this twisted. Recognition feels good. We all want to be acknowledged. But needing it is different. Needing it means you'll twist your values, bend your boundaries, and even delay progress just to get a reaction. That's a trap. That's addiction in disguise. The strongest people? They move in silence. They build in private. They let results speak louder than announcements. And when they finally share, if they share, it's already done. It's tempting to constantly share your journey, especially when you're trying to change your life. A new routine, a fresh mindset, a better relationship with yourself. But every time you seek applause before completion, you risk exchanging substance for spectacle. You trade long-term transformation for a short-term dopamine hit. Here's a challenge. Go 30 days without announcing your goals. Don't post them. Don't talk about them at every coffee meetup. Just do the work, quietly, consistently. And when the results come, you won't need to say anything, because they'll speak for themselves. In the end, ask yourself, do you want to be clapped for, or do you want to be respected? Because the first is instant, the second is earned. And trust me, the ones who earn it, they're not clapping for themselves, they're working while others are watching. So let the crowd cheer for someone else. Let the noise pass you by. Because when you stop chasing applause, that's when you start chasing something real. Now, let's move forward, because if your strength still depends on being seen, you haven't learned to stand on your own yet. Number 10, not everyone deserves your trust. There's a reason the most powerful people in the room often say the least. It's not because they're cold, distant, or antisocial. It's because they understand something most people don't. Not everyone deserves access to their inner world. You see, trust isn't just about telling someone a secret. It's about giving someone a key to your fears, your dreams, your struggles. And once you hand that key over, there's no guarantee they'll keep the door shut. We often confuse being open with being authentic. We think sharing everything is a sign of honesty, of emotional maturity. But in truth, it can be a sign of insecurity, an unconscious need to feel seen, validated, or approved. And worse, it can be dangerous. Because the hard truth is this: some people are simply not equipped to hold your story. They listen, not to understand, but to judge, to compare, to gather ammo for later, to place you in a box they can feel superior to. And when the time comes, they'll weaponize your vulnerability against you. That's not paranoia. That's reality. Trust is earned. It is tested, piece by piece, not gifted blindly. And if you're the kind of person who wears your heart on your sleeve, handing it out like it's a party favor, you're going to get burned. So what's the alternative? Keep your counsel. Start small. Share only with those who've proven, through silence, patience, and integrity, that they can carry your truth without distortion. Ask yourself, do they honor your privacy even when you're not in the room? Do they resist the urge to gossip, to pry, to offer unsolicited advice? Do they have a track record of protecting what's sacred, even if it's not theirs? If the answer is no, or worse, if you're not sure, then they don't qualify. You don't owe your full story to everyone who shows curiosity. You don't owe explanation for your silence. You don't owe vulnerability to people who haven't earned your respect. And here's the secret. The less you reveal, the more you retain your power. The more you observe, the better you discern. And the more you trust yourself, the less you'll need external validation to feel whole. This isn't about shutting people out. It's about choosing wisely who gets to come in. It's about protecting the parts of you that are still healing, still becoming, still learning what it means to be strong. Your life is not a public broadcast, it's not a live feed. It's a sacred story, and only a few deserve to read its deepest chapters. So the next time you feel tempted to share every new thought, every new win, every new wound, pause, breathe. Ask yourself not just, do I want to share this? But also, has this person earned the right to hear it? Because when you give your trust to the wrong people, it's not just your words that suffer. It's your peace. Let them earn it. Don't hand it away. Number 11. Some battles are only won in silence. There are moments in life when the loudest thing you can do is stay silent. Not because you're weak, but because you're finally strong enough to stop explaining yourself, strong enough to stop seeking approval, and wise enough to understand that real change, deep, meaningful, lasting change, doesn't happen in the spotlight. It happens in the quiet, when nobody's watching. That's the uncomfortable truth many people avoid. They want to be seen healing, applauded for growing, validated for surviving. But some of the most transformative battles are the ones you fight without witnesses. Because they're not for show. They're for your soul. Here's the trap most people fall into. They announce every new mindset, every challenge, every goal. I'm working on myself. I've cut toxic people off. I'm entering a new chapter. But the more you talk about it, the less power it holds. Because when your energy is spent broadcasting your growth, you're no longer focused on becoming. You're focused on being perceived as someone who's becoming. That's a critical distinction. Silence gives your growth roots. Noise just gives it wings. And wings don't last long without a solid foundation. Some people confuse silence with inaction, but it's the exact opposite. Silence is often the strongest action. It's saying, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. It's waking up early to train, reading instead of arguing, walking away instead of defending your name. It's choosing peace over performance. Let's be honest, there's a part of all of us that wants recognition. We crave to be seen. But when you make applause a requirement for effort, you become addicted to reaction. That's a dangerous game, because the moment no one is clapping, you stop moving. The real discipline is continuing even when nobody's watching. Ask yourself, can you show up for your goals in complete silence? Can you heal without needing everyone to know? Can you struggle without sharing every detail? If not, maybe you're doing it for them, not for you. Silence doesn't mean hiding. It means honoring. Honoring your path. Honoring the sacredness of your inner work. Honoring the fact that not everything in life is content. Sometimes the most powerful response is no response. Not because you're indifferent, but because your energy is no longer up for grabs. Because you're busy becoming the person you used to talk about. So the next time you're tempted to overshare, pause. Let your actions speak where words used to be. Let your calm become louder than your complaints. Let your silence terrify the noise around you. Because some battles, the ones that matter most, you don't win them by talking. You win them by walking, quietly, deliberately, and with unwavering focus. And when you finally arrive, people won't need an explanation. They'll feel it. Number 12, the noise of the world is exhausting. Have you ever felt completely drained without even doing anything physically demanding? No heavy lifting, no long hours at work, just existing. Yet your mind feels like it's run a marathon. That's not a coincidence. That's what happens when you're surrounded by noise. Not just sound, but constant input, opinions, updates, and interruptions. The noise of the world isn't just annoying, it's destructive. In today's culture, silence is almost suspicious. If you're not constantly sharing, posting, updating, reacting, you're out of the loop. But here's the thing no one tells you. Being in the loop often means being out of touch with yourself. The endless scroll, the pressure to explain your every move, the addiction to feedback, it's a loop, all right? A loop that tightens around your peace of mind until it suffocates your inner stillness. Every ding on your phone is a tiny invasion. Every unsolicited opinion chips away at your clarity. The world has created a system where noise is mistaken for connection and silence is mistaken for disinterest. That's why so many people feel lost even while constantly communicating. The mind was never built to handle 100 conversations at once, and yet we force it to. We flood our own consciousness with content, commentary, controversy, and wonder why we can't think straight anymore. Here's the brutal truth. The more you expose your inner life to the chaos of the outside world, the less of it remains yours. Your thoughts become reactions. Your plans become performances. Your values get drowned out by trending opinions. You no longer move from a place of purpose, but from a need to respond, explain, defend, impress. And worst of all, you start believing that if something isn't shared, it isn't real. But there's power in pulling back. There's power in doing the work without announcing it, in choosing peace over performance. When you stop broadcasting every move, you give yourself the space to reflect and grow in private. You regain control over your time, your focus, and your energy. You begin to value your attention like currency, and suddenly, the world's noise feels like a bad investment. This isn't about rejecting the world. It's about recentering yourself in it. Silence doesn't mean isolation. It means selectivity. It's knowing that not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your plans, your progress. It's the art of internal sovereignty. Protecting the space within you that no applause can reach and no criticism can damage. So when the noise gets too loud, you don't need to yell over it. You need to turn inward. Reduce the volume. Step out of the current long enough to ask, is what I'm hearing helping me become who I want to be? or just distracting me from it. You don't have to justify your journey to everyone. You don't owe the world your narrative in real time. What you owe yourself is peace. And peace doesn't live in the spotlight. It thrives in quiet corners, in mindful hours, in unannounced victories. In a world that rewards loudness, choose depth, choose focus. Choose quiet, because the less you tell the world, the more you start hearing yourself. And that voice, your own, will guide you better than the noise ever could. Let's be honest. Life isn't always about what you say. It's about what you don't. The words you withhold, the emotions you control, the stories you no longer feel the need to broadcast just to prove something to someone. That silence, that's where your true power lives. Every lesson in this video points to one truth. The less you explain, the more you own your life. You don't need a cheerleader section narrating your every move. Growth happens in silence. Healing happens in silence. And transformation, that begins the moment you stop talking and start doing. So here's my challenge to you. Just for today, keep something important to yourself. Don't share that big idea. Don't explain your next step. Don't post it. Just do it. Watch how different the world responds. Better yet, watch how you respond to your own strength. Now I want to hear from you. Which part of today's message hit hardest? Have you ever made a change that no one knew about, but it changed everything? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one of them. And if this resonated with you, even a little, don't leave without subscribing. This is just one piece of the mindset we build here on Stoic Spirit. Want to know how to protect your peace when people push your buttons? Watch this next video on the power of silence when you're being disrespected. You'll thank yourself later. We'll see you there. And remember, real strength is quiet, always has been, always will be.